Good day everyone. Our video for today will be all about Tungkung-Langit and Alunsina. This is prepared and presented by Alcana Georgette Papas. So talking about Tungkung-Langit and Alunsina, who is the author behind this story? We have the author, that is none other than Mr. Rene O. Villanueva. He is a Filipino playwright and author. He's also a Filipino dramatist and children's story writer. He was born on the 22nd of September 1954 in Quezon City. He died on December 5, 2007 at the Philippine Heart Center, Quezon City. Now talking about Tungkung-Langit and Alunsina, it is a famous story in Panay. Panay is a triangular island located in the western part of the Visayas. And at this point, let us uncover what is the story behind Tungkung-Langit and Alunsina. What is it all about? So one of the stories about creation of the world, which the old people of Panay, especially those living near the mountains, did not tire of relating, tells that in the beginning there was no sky or earth, only a bottomless deep and a world of mist. Everything was shapeless and formless. The earth, the sky, the sea, and the air were almost mixed up. In a word, there was confusion. Then, from the depth of this formless void, there appeared two gods, Tungkung-Langit, which is the pillar of the sky, and Alunsina, which means the unmarried one. Just where these two deities came from, it was not known. However, it was related that Tungkung-Langit had fallen in love with Alunsina, and after so many years of courtship, they got married and had their abodes in the highest realm of the ethereal space, where the water was constantly warm and the breeze was forever cool. It was in this place where order and regularity first took place. Tungkung-Langit was an industrious, loving, and kind god whose chief concern was how to impose order over the whole confused setup of things. He assumed responsibility over the regular cosmic movement. On the other hand, Alunsina was a lazy, jealous, and selfish goddess whose only work was to sit by the window of their heavenly home and amuse herself with her pointless thoughts. Sometimes she would go down the house, sit down by a pool near their doorsteps, and comb her long jet black hair all day long. One day, Tungkung-Langit told his wife that he would be away from home for some time to put an end to the chaotic disturbances in the flow of time and in the position of things. However, despite this purpose, Alunsina sent the breeze to spy on Tungkung-Langit. This made the latter very angry upon knowing about it. Immediately after his return from his trip, he called this act to her attention, saying that it was ungodly of her to be jealous, there being no other creature living in the world except the two of them. This reproach was resented by Alunsina, and a quarrel between them followed. Tungkung-Langit lost his temper. In his rage, he divested his wife of powers and drove her away. He did not know where Alunsina went. She merely disappeared. Several days after Alunsina had left, Tungkung-Langit felt very lonely. He realized what he had done. Somehow, it was too late even to be sorry about the whole matter. The whole place, once vibrant with Alunsina's sweet voice, suddenly became cold and desolate. In the morning, when he woke up, he would find himself alone. And in the afternoon when he came home, he would feel the same loneliness creeping deep in his heart because there was no one to meet him at the doorstep or soothe the aching muscles of his arms. For months, Tungkung-Langit lived in utter desolation. He could not find Alunsina. Try hard as he would, And so, in desperation, he decided to do something in order to forget his sorrows. For months and months he thought. His mind seemed pointless, his heart weary and sick, but he must do something about his lonely world. One day, while he was sailing across the regions of the clouds, a thought came to him. He would make the sea and the earth, and lo, the earth and the sea suddenly appeared. However, the sober sight of the lonely sea and the barren land irritated him. So he came down to the earth and planted the ground with trees and flowers. Then he took his wife's treasured jewels and scattered them in the sky, hoping that when Alunsina would see them, she might be induced to return home. The goddess's necklace became the stars, her comb the moon, and her crown the sun. However, despite all these, Alunsina did not come back. Up to this time, the old folk say Tungkung-Langit lives alone in his palace in the skies. Sometimes he would cry out of his pent-up emotion and his tears would fall down upon the earth. The people in Panay today say that rain is Tungkung-Langit's tears. Incidentally, when it thunders hard, the old folk also say that it is Tungkung-Langit sobbing, calling for his beloved Alunsina to come back, entreating her so hard that his voice reverberates across the fields and countryside. And that ends our video for today. Thank you so much for listening.